Frailty, thy name is Ian. From a frankly disturbing world of battered sausages and fish suppers to a place with which I'm far more familiar. Beluga caviar, vintage champagne, and unremitting evil. Watch the far from fake fur fly with this real-life mink bomb.
No, is she the one who writes the books or the one who did Dynasty?
Dynasty, the greatest super soap of them all. Its quintessential 80s recipe of high camp, high finance, and high heels changed the television landscape forever. But they needed some help.
The show was almost cancelled first year, after 12 shows. It was a mid-season replacement, and the numbers were not good.
And we came in to see Aaron Spelling, and with our ideas for what to do with the show, including a character that Mike invented, Alexis.
You see a figure walk across the front of the courtroom and take the witness stand. She had a big hat on with a veil over her face, and all you saw was a close-up of Fallon, and she said,
"Oh my God, that's my mother."
The unveiling of her was such a knockout punch that that's what kicked the show into gear.
Everyone in the projection room just gasped because she was so beautiful.
She looks wonderful. She looks beautiful. And you just know that in that handbag there is a sharpened knife.
I'm glad to see that your father had your teeth fixed, if not your tongue.
She was perfect for the role, and I think she knew it. She knew that this was a great opportunity. In fact, probably an opportunity she'd been waiting for all her life, and she went for it.
She needed to. As a sweetly pretty English starlet, Joan Collins made her first bid for superstardom in the 1950s and moved to Hollywood. But someone else had got there first.
They needed a brunette English girl in Hollywood. There was Elizabeth Taylor, Gene Simmons, and then Joan. And so usually she would lose out to one or the other, which is very frustrating.
After a series of forgettable and mostly forgotten movies, our megabitch-in-waiting became better known for going through more men than Alexis in a string of high-profile affairs and marriages with the likes of Warren Beatty, Harry Belafonte and Anthony Newley. Like her career, romantic liaisons always seemed to end in disappointment.
She had to go out there and support the family at times when, perhaps the husband of the moment wasn't earning. I remember her going to do a movie called Empire of the Ants. Sorry to bring it up, Mum. And I remember getting Polaroids sent to us with her being eaten by enormous papier-mâché ants and sort of hamming it up for the Polaroids. And going, this is what Mother is doing to put food on the table.
Joan's smartest move came when she decided to put herself on the table. And in the lift, and on the swing. Joan's erotic excursions were less movie, more mission statement, and they got her noticed again.
She showed the world that you can be 40 or 50 and still be sexy.
You have to be a little older to have experienced things that are interesting.
Once Joan became Alexis, it was all experience, no innocence, as her character cheerfully and regularly tormented her ex-husband, oil tycoon Blake Carrington, and his new wife, Alexis's simpering nemesis, Crystal.
Alexis got to do all the things that so many women have wanted to do to their husbands' new wives.
Between Crystal and Alexis, there were such different characters. I mean, Crystal was soft and loving and sweet.
She talked softly. She had that, she was just good.
Crystal had basically one look, which was the rabbit in the headlights. God, you're so boring. You just wanted to slap her around the face a few times.
Joan was this raspy back alley cat. The Crystal character knew that, but always stood up to it. Okay, you want to scratch? Let's scratch.
But the most famous cat fight of them all had a coy carp or two swimming for cover.
When they flew into the water together, that was just a magical moment.
These great beauties are being reduced to dish rags because they hate each other.
Linda got very carried away, and Joan was scrambling, tried to get out of the pond, and Linda took hold of her leg and pulled her back into the water again. And I think it panicked Joan a little bit. She said, she said, get me the stunt double. It was because Linda could get very physical.
Over 9 years and nearly 200 episodes, Alexis ruined Blake on an almost weekly basis, murdered Crystal's unborn child, destroyed countless lives, and generally created beautifully turned out mayhem. What a bitch.
So take this junk and your blonde tramp and get out of my home.
What she wanted, she got, and I think we all really admired that.
I am going to take away everything that Blake Carrington has ever worked for.
Her arrival in Dynasty certainly saved the show because that character was just so evil you couldn't believe it.
And it wasn't the only thing about Alexis we couldn't believe.
Shoulders were wide in those days, but Joan seemed to have 2 owls perched on her shoulders. What in God's name are you wearing?
Even Joan Collins sometimes would say to me, "Darling, do you think we've gone over the top?"
The dresses weren't just looking expensive, they were expensive.
I spent $175,000 on the one episode, which is unheard of in television.
In 1989, the money dried up and the series ended, but La Collins carries on vamping to this very day, an icon of TV bitchery and a heroine of pop culture. And as this woolly-headed youth will testify, at 68 years of age, she still looks great, somehow.
She's incredible. I just don't know how she does it. And I'm up there close. And I still don't know how she does it.
Oh, yes. I've worked with some great bitches, but Joni is definitely bitch 1.
How does she always look so good? It's all in the lighting, darlings. Oh, and of course, a natural inner radiance. We'll carry on vamping after these messages. Oh, is that all?